Are you ready to redefine what it means to thrive at any age? Welcome to Age is Just a Number with BJ and Ruth. In your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, you deserve to live your best life. Say goodbye to preconceived notions and let's shatter those stereotypes together. Get ready to own your vitality because age, well, that's just a number.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. I'm BJ.
I'm Ruth.
And we're here talking about health and fitness. And as the name of the podcast says, age is just a number.
It sure is.
Right? So, you know, we want to really, as a community, we want to build a community here that inspires people that regardless of your age, you can be fit and healthy, regardless of your background. Like we've talked about before, for example, Ruth, you've raised 2 kids.
I have,
right?
Yes.
So you know, family and everything else. And I have a young daughter. And so regardless of where you're at in life, we want to inspire you, but we also want to build a community that we can encourage and inspire each other. So please take a minute. If you're watching this on YouTube, take a minute and subscribe to our channel. That will help us out a lot. If you're catching us on your podcast, whatever podcast you're doing, please take a minute and subscribe to our podcast. And we're going to do our best to do just that: inspire you, encourage you, and give you some tools, and hopefully share some things with you that are going to help you practically as well. So today, we've shot a few of these now, and we talked about some practical things about kind of where you're going, having a destination. We talked about our whys, because the why is so important as far as getting where we want to go, because you'll quit if the why is not big enough.
If the why isn't big enough, you just won't keep going. Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about, and this is, again, we're not giving you the some of the stuff that you see, take this pill and tomorrow it's going to be amazing and you're going to look like...
There is no magic pill.
Right.
And yeah, there is. It's not a quick fix. It's about investing in yourself in regards to fitness,
right,
and showing up and making yourself accountable and being consistent. Yeah. There's tips and tricks you can do along the way to be more effective, but there really is no magic pill that is just, you pop this and you don't have to do anything. It doesn't work that way. Yeah,
and ultimately, we are talking about health and fitness, and so we've said this before. From our perspective, we're not going to talk about steroids or anything like that and how they affect your body, because it's pretty obvious what they'll do for you from a muscle point of view, but the health concerns are pretty significant with that as well.
Yeah.
So it just in the world of being healthy, think of it this way: if you and I got to a certain physical state over time, it's going to take some time to reverse that
and undo that, of course. And so people need to appreciate that it takes time to instill change. So I think a lot of people set themselves up for failure when they don't understand that concept and they're not ready to embrace that. And so they kind of think, well, you know what, I want to be fit, and they're going from one extreme to the other in a very short period of time. So when you set your goals, make them realistic.
Yeah.
And if you're not sure what that looks like, look for guidance.
Yeah, and for something like that, you could even reach out to us. You can put it in the comments. We're happy to answer some of those questions.
For sure.
But a simple example is this: of all the new gym memberships that are purchased in January 1, I think something like 70% have stopped going to the gym in January.
By the end of January.
Right.
Yeah. By the end of, we all know as a regular gym goer, the busiest time in the gym is going to be the beginning of January.
Right.
But by the end of the month, it's died right back down.
Yeah, and again, that comes to having realistic expectations, because here's the thing: when you first start going back or going to work out and going to the gym, you may not feel that great.
Right.
right? It might feel a little awkward. You might feel like if you're coming from a background of you used to work out, gee,
I used to be able to do this,
right?
and you try to do it again, but your
Right.
body's different, and so
Right.
it's not responding the way it used to, and it shouldn't, because it's different.
Right.
And you're not recognizing that. So
Yeah.
you're kind of looking back too much as to and expecting your expectations aren't realistic.
Yeah.
Expecting your older body to do what the younger one did.
Right. And then so be aware of this, that every time you go and then you go again in terms of where your schedule is and everything, that you're consistently going, you're making progress, whether you see it or not, you're making progress. And, the thing is, it might take you a month before you actually say, hey, look, I can notice a difference in the mirror. Hey,
Yes.
I see the scale moving, or whatever it might be. But it might take just, that first month to see the traction to get anywhere.
And the other thing is, you yourself, you might not see it. You look in the mirror at yourself every day,
Yeah.
and you might not see it, or you might not see it as quickly as you want.
Right.
But if you haven't seen someone in a while and you actually see them, that'll be the person that says, "What's going on here?"
Right.
They'll often see it first.
Sure.
But it's just that understanding of keep your expectations realistic.
Yeah, and realistic, so that we understand there's a lot of stuff you see, just eat this one type of food and you're going to look amazing tomorrow, or don't eat this type of food, or do this exercise, or don't do this exercise, take this pill, don't take this pill, buy this machine, don't buy this machine.
Right, yeah,
whatever
do
it
this,
might
don't
be.
do that, yeah.
Right. So, what we're here to tell you is we're here to talk about lifestyle. And lifestyle is not something that you do once, right? Maybe you start out with, I'm going to go to the gym once, and I'm going to go to the gym once a week to start.
Yeah.
But if you I'm going to stay at the gym once a week, you're not going to progress further.
No, you're going to get to that level, and then you're just not going to improve.
Right.
Or
So,
change.
yeah. So what we're talking about is a lifestyle. And I think we're taking some time to talk about this today so that we understand there's not such a thing as a quick fix. But here's what you do know is that for sure it'll fix, or it'll work in your behalf if you stick with the process. Whatever that process is for you. Like if it's somebody that wants to ski more, so they go, cross-country skiing. That's probably not a good one for Victoria, but there's other places where you can do that a lot of months out of the year. Or,
Exactly.
Whatever it is, but you have to whatever you're going to do, you have to make a decision that there's going to be some consistency on your part for there to be success.
And often what makes it consistent is be honest, be kind to yourself and be honest, and don't go from never going to the gym or maybe popping your head in once a month to I'm going to go 5 times a week. If you really sit down and be honest, and when you know what your why is and what your reason is, then sit down and look at your calendar and look at your schedule and look at your current lifestyle.
Yeah.
And what is it you're prepared to commit?
Right.
For some people, it's once a week. For some people, it's twice. For some people, it's 3 times. For some people, it's I'm all in 5 days a week, 6 days a week. So choose what path is best suited for your life and for your lifestyle, and then tailor fitness to it, and then you'll be way more effective.
Yeah, and I think just like what Ruth just said, we're talking about building a lifestyle, and a lifestyle is something that you can do this on an ongoing basis. We're not doing this to just stop one day. Right. It's not, I've arrived, I'm fit, and then I'm going to stop training and eating properly. Well, that's not going to last very long.
No,
Right?
It doesn't work that way.
So it's about lifestyle, and it's about sticking with the process, whatever it is that you decide. And I think one thing, we'll talk about this after, but having, it's a good, if you have somebody that's going to, be able to encourage you, maybe train with you, a training partner, it's great to have someone that you guys can work together so that on the day you don't feel like going to the gym, they can
the other person calls you and says, "Where are you?
or,
why aren't you here?"
Yeah, or you're like, I don't feel like going, but I have to go because
someone's going to ask me.
Right, someone's waiting for me at the gym, so I can't not go.
BJ and I are actually real estate colleagues. We're both realtors. We're also accountability partners. So at the end of every workday, we text each other and say, "This is what I did. Did you hit your goals? I hit my goals."
Right.
And in the gym, or in fitness, it's good to have that as well.
Sure.
So to have that other person that makes you accountable.
Yeah.
And it's really, really effective that if on those days you don't want to go, but you know there's another person that you have to answer to, is really helpful.
For sure. And I think the thing to understand, we're not talking about you competing with anybody. Maybe you have friendly competition with your training partner or whatever the case might be. But we're talking about, you know, a collaborative effort. Nobody succeeds on their own. Or if they do, it's a pretty shallow success. Right?
It's a short-lived one often.
Yeah. So I think that's just to help us as we're going forward and just have some practical things about expectation, right? We need to, I'm not saying manage your expectations in terms of give myself the lowest level that I can. Gee, if I go down low enough, surely I can't miss this. But pick something that's realistic, but maybe take it one step up from what, you know, would require zero effort, for example. But understand we're talking about committing to a lifestyle of health and fitness. And as we've said, and we talk about all the time, that it doesn't matter what your age is. You can do this at any age. And I was just talking to somebody else today and I said, you know, I'm in my 50s and I'm in the best physical shape of my life. And even when I was training and bodybuilding in my 20s, I'm in better shape now than I was then. Right. And
I say that all the time about my own self too.
Right.
Yeah.
And all it took, I mean, this is an oversimplification for sure, but these are things we're going to talk about, but all it took was a decision, having my why worked out, and then making the lifestyle choices. And for me, it would also involve making myself accountable to someone for my diet and nutrition and training and all of those things. So for all of you that are watching and those that are joining our community, you know, start where you're at, but understand just what we said. This is about a lifestyle. This is not about just something you do once or twice.
And I'm going to even throw something out there that if there's anybody out there who, we're talking about having an accountability partner, and if you don't have anybody, maybe you just don't have anybody that you feel that you can throw us your comments, reach out to us, and if you want an accountability partner, we can do that.
Yeah. So, well, thank you for joining us today. Please, like we said, if you haven't, take a minute, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.
Bye.